kind of happy to see you, so that's good.
Well, let's get on with this. I want to ask you guys, we're going to start from the beginning here, and I want to know, where were you guys in your careers when you first heard about Boondock Saints, when that idea first, came into your head?
Reading Steam. I think, my second fucking yeah, I don't know. I mean, we got the script, and I really liked it, and basically I had to sleep with Troy. And yeah, I don't know. There's a bunch of people trying to get that part, or both those parts. So I just had to blow it. I went all the way because that's how I do it. Yeah, I don't know. We just auditioned and really wanted to get the part. But in my career, I think I did Mimic in 6 Ways to Sunday and Floating. That's it.
And when you did get the role, what was your expectations of the film?
I don't know. I was just happy to be working. I was kind of new. I don't know. I really liked the part. I remember I flew to New York. I was living in LA. I flew there to meet for another Weinstein film called. What the fuck was it called? It was called Senseless. It was not really my cup of tea, but I went there, and one of the Weinsteins took me outside. I was smoking a cigarette, and he's like, "Well, what movies do you want to do?" I go, "Well, I'd do this one if you give me Boondock Saints, because I heard you guys have it." But I was just happy to get that part, you know.
Yeah, so that was more your cup of tea?
What, Senseless?
No, the Boondock Saints.
Yeah, totally. It was so much more. I mean, everybody wanted that script.
What about you, Sean?
Yeah, same thing. I mean, I read the script, I dug it, I campaigned for it. It's, obviously they wanted Marky Mark, and I think, they also wanted, I know there was a bunch of huge names, me and Ritas were kind of nobodies, and
I heard it was Stephen Dorff and John Bon Jovi.
It was a couple of those. It was. As a matter of fact, it was Dorff and the Joe.
Which one of you is John Bon Jovi?
Yeah, he's the joke.
That makes it Dorff.
Yeah, but I campaigned for it. It was a sought-after script. I have no fucking clue how I ended up getting it, but thank God we did. Everybody was looking forward to it. You set out to shoot a script, and that's one variable that's maybe 1 out of 10. It's a 9.5. There's so many other variables that can come together to make the end-all product not nearly as satisfying. But sweet. But it all came together. You can't set out to make a cult hit. It just has to be embraced by the fans, and they kind of have to turn their friend onto it, and then their friend turns 2 people into. You can't advertise that kind of stuff. And I'm just happy to have a career where I have at least one film that's embraced like that. So fucking thank you.
All right, guys, well, I want to ask you about Troy Duffy, because I think he's kind of a polarizing person. I think if anybody's seen Overnight, it definitely forms an opinion of him, but not a lot of people have first-hand experience with him. So what's it like? You made 2 films with him. What's it like working with Troy Duffy?
He's great, actually.
He's a fucking dick.
Polarizing figure.
I've said before, if you have enough footage of Santa Claus, you can edit it to make him look like an asshole. You know what I mean? But he was a really nice guy. He kind of directs you like this. I remember the courtroom scene on the thing. He directed us like this. He was like, "You deliver these people." Instead of saying action, so you're just fuck yeah.
It definitely is a different kind of bedside manner. You know what I mean? It's like, especially with actresses on the set. Julie was the first real female bigger character that we've had in any of the films. You know what I mean? A lot of times,
besides
actors.
Besides Rocco.
Yeah. A lot of times they're used to being directed like thespians. In this next scene, think chocolate and Coke. Go. And Troy's the one that's like, "This guy killed your father. You go and you fucking deliver him." A lot of actresses are like, so it's a little different. He's got a different bedside manner. But once you get past that, he's a good dude. I go to barbecues at his house. I'm in touch with him all the time. So is Norm. We never weren't in touch with the cat. You know what I mean? It's like it's you know, when you're in the industry like we are, you can see how you can edit things together. You know?
Right, right.
So it's you know, it's definitely a very effective documentary. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. It looked like you guys were having so much fun on the set. Like, it seems like you're family.
I mean, that's an effective documentary, right? There's a lot of people that think, wow, Troy Duffy, what a dick, right? Whereas, like, I'm not sure too many people, if they get sick, they're headed to Cuba. So Michael Moore might not be as effective a documentarian, you know what I mean?
Do you think they might have gone into making that documentary with an agenda?
Oh yeah.
No.
I think what happened is they asked Troy for money, and that wasn't the deal. And Troy was like, "All my money's in this movie," and so they're like, you know,
They were douches.
So, yeah,
All right.
totally awesome.
Good to know.
So jumping back to Boondock Saints, after it opened up in box office, it was only in like five theaters.
You know, when you say it's opened up in theaters, it really did.
Yeah, it didn't have a chance.
Duffy and the producers paid to have it in theaters.
Oh, really?
Just basically for the cast.
Yeah, just for the cast to go and see. You know, we wanted to see it on the big screen again.
Yeah.
But nobody went to see it. Nobody checked it out, you know.
Well, what were your feelings after that?
You know what? You do independent films, and you got to go into it knowing that there's a 95% probability that it's never going to see the light of day. You know, so just the fact that it came out at all, we were like, wow, that's cool. You know, we made a cool independent film. We dug it, you know. And lo and behold, you know, Blockbuster, they got turned on to it. You know, they put it on a shelf. They put 4 copies. Then you know, the next week I'd go on, I'd see 8 copies. The next week I'd see a shelf. Then I'd see a whole section. Then 2 sections. Then a fucking wall. I was like, what the fuck? You know, it was just kind of weird, and it just had a life of its own. You know.
Yeah. Wait, can I do something? My mom's birthday was yesterday. Will you guys say happy birthday, Mom?
Definitely.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Well, I mean, that kind of brings us. I gotta figure out a segue to that one. Okay, so that kind of brings us on Rotten Tomatoes. The critics gave this movie a 19%, which would put it along like with Dorver's Travels, with Jack Black, a 19%. But they also have a fan meter on there where the fans can rate the movie. The fans rated this film 93%, which puts it up with like The King's Speech. So, can you talk about the difference between, you know, critical acclaim and fandom? I think that this movie exemplifies.
They're all one of these movie makers.
You know, at the end of the day, it's like what you dig. You know what I mean? How many times you read a music review and people are like, oh my god, this album changed my life, and you listen to it like, what a pile of garbage, man.
Justin Bieber.
And you listen to some the Biebs, man. That cat's killing it, right? How many people here went to a Bieb concert? It's the same kind of thing. It's like, you know, you gotta throw your ticket dollars at what you dig, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, this movie is like the quintessential fan movie. I mean, it's like the fans for this movie are just rampant, you know, and they're voracious. They just like love everything that has to do with it. And like I said, it's a favorite from so obviously that leads us into Boondock Saints 2. So how did that whole thing come together between Boondock Saints and Boondock Saints 2?
I think.
Good answer, man. It fucking happened.
But there was a lawsuit as well, so we couldn't start it till like a certain time period expired. So that's pretty much why.
Long story short, you know, we couldn't make the sequel. We had rights to the sequel, but one of the producers that was a tad bit sketchy. He had to be removed because I think he did some illegal things, and so by the time they got him extracted, we had the rights to make the sequel. We started making it the next day, and it took 10 years of litigation to make that happen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So were your expectations different after the cult success of Boondock Saints 1? Were your expectations different going into Boondock Saints 2?
I think we were just excited to be doing it again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so fun just putting on the peacoats and
And the beard.
saying fuck every 5 seconds.
Getting the opportunity to portray that level of badassery is incomprehensible. What was that? What? Billy Connolly. What about it? Or did you just shout out, fucking Billy! It's like random shit.
Well, the sentence Billy Connolly was my next question. Just those two words.
Billy's probably the raddest guy we'll ever meet.
Every story from Billy Connolly starts with, so I was having a threesome with 3 models and Mick Jagger when Dusty Springfield leaned over with a spliff. Dude, every story, man. This cat's got, back in the 60s, man, he was partying with Rod Stewart.
He hung out with Sid Vicious.
Yeah, he's
That sounds
coming to do. Some of the best friends were driving in the van to the set with Billy Connolly. And the cat would just like unload all these stories. The cat's brain is like, makes fucking Chuck Sheen look like a tard. You know what I mean? I'm an F-18, bro. Billy Connolly's like, the approximation of longevity to reach escape velocity by propulsive forces. You're like, wow.
He's really got tiger blood.
That motherfucker's got, what kind of DNA was it? Like, Adonis DNA. Motherfucker Billy Connolly's got that shit.
Well, I imagine, it looks like you guys have so much fun making these movies. Like, what's the craziest thing going on behind the scenes?
Yeah, wait, you mean
You got no stories?
There's so many.
Yeah.
They've all seen a rated R movie before.
Is everybody in here over 18? Y'all fucking lie like a rug.
Nobody will.